It is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we are going to be ranking the best small forwards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, I do want to say, guys, small forward position is pretty decent right now. I can't say it's as good as the power forward position, but it's pretty solid. I will say, with it being solid, it might be the weakest position in the entire game. Now, that's not me saying it's bad. It's just me saying the point guard position. We got Invincible Ben and Endgame Magic, all these cards. Power forward position, we got 95 invincible power forwards. And so the small forward position still, in my opinion, is one of the weaker positions, but that doesn't mean it's bad. We do get Juancho. We got Juancho, DeMar. Some of the new cards, you're going to see the card art be a little different. These are the dark matters. So when I show them, guys, and drag them up, don't think it's the gold Juancho, guys. It is going to be, the new Juancho, Hernan Gomez, and stuff like that. So that's where we're at today. Before we dive further, guys, make sure to smash that subscribe button as we hop into Poku. DBG, I'm sorry, I'm going to put Poku in A tier. And when I put Poku in A tier, DBG might be mad because he might want him in S tier, but I just don't see what everybody sees in Pokuchevsky. I don't see it. I get he's 7 feet tall, but even when you compare Poku to a guy like Thon Maker, Thon Maker's just wider. And you guys might be like, Ty, that doesn't matter. I think it does matter. I think his skinny player model can definitely hurt the card. I don't even mind his release. I don't mind using this card, and honestly, for his price, he is one of the best small forwards in the game. I just think, when you compare him to some of the actual best small forwards in the game, he's not quite to that level. I do think he is A tier. I do think he's better than Andre Kirilenko, though, who I am dragging into B tier. The problem with Andre Kirilenko is he never had 98 on very quick, and people were high on AK for a specific time. But my whole debate is jump shot 98 is not even that great on very quick, let alone it being a good release on quick. It's just too slow for my liking. There are way better small forwards that can do way more than Andre Kirilenko in the game right now. Definitely a B tier caliber player. And my question to you guys is, who is better, Anton Jamison or Andre Kirilenko? Now, you guys might be quick to say AK. Now, my counterpoint, my counter argument would be, is he really? Because if you look at the animations here, I do not know if I can significantly say that AK is the better card. I don't know if I can say that. I get it. Brook Lopez, based on very quick, is way better than AK's. Yes, AK might defend a little better. I don't know. I'm going to put them in the same B tier, but I do think Anton Jamison is the card I prefer. Tubby Walker is horrible, man. If you want some entertainment today, go watch how bad this card was in the gameplay that I did with him. Now, granted, guys, he is not actually F tier. He's probably a little bit better with Jump Shot 4, but he is not good. I'm going to put him in D tier, and that's me being biased, but I don't care. I'm up here in front of you guys saying I'm biased for how low I am on Tubby Walker. If you want to see one of the worst gameplays I did all year long, go watch that. It was absolutely horrendous. Bobby Jones up next. Bobby Jones is better than Poku. I'm not even questioning that. Now, one thing I will say is Poku's longer. So if you do want to argue that Pokuchevsky is the better card, I can't argue against you. I just think as far as the release, as far as his movement, Bobby Jones just does everything way better. I feel like Bobby Jones is now slept on just because we've gotten a lot of great small forwards in my team. But remember, Bobby Jones is still really solid in my team. Now, Melo, if you have to put Melo as small forward, I'm going to go B tier with him. I mean, he might be A tier, and I'm going to move him up to A tier. I think B tier is too low. Why do I like Melo? Well, I do think he is better than Anton Jamison, and I do think he is better than AK-47. I like his release. Melo, based on very quick, is easy to green. Shifty dribble style, Kobe size escape, Scotty move by the back. We're due for a new Melo decently soon, and I'm going to move back to B tier. He doesn't do enough for me movement-wise. I mean, if he had quick dribble style, maybe, but right now I do think Melo is at the top of B tier. Danny Ferry, a card I actually prefer to Carmelo Anthony. Why do I like Danny Ferry so much? He's got base 98 on very quick. He is 6'10 with a 7'5 wingspan. I know his movement might not be the best, but it doesn't matter. The dude plays incredible defense. He shoots the ball incredibly good. And just as an overall card, I just don't think there's much wrong with Danny Ferry. And especially if you're on current gen, Danny Ferry is where Danny Ferry exceeds. But I don't see many flaws in the card. The card is basically a perfect card in my team. In the time we get an invincible or endgame Danny Ferry, yeah, you're going to be looking at it, one of the top cards on current gen. Now, the new DeMar DeRozan, this is not Emerald DeMar DeRozan. The new DeMar DeRozan, if you have to run him at that small forward position, I don't know. I guess I got to put him at A tier. He's definitely more of a shooting guard, but obviously he's a new card that I wanted to kind of put on my ranking list. And so I am ultimately going to put him into this A tier. Trademark based on very quick, normal leaner, quick dribble style, Kobe size, escape, Scotty boom on the back. Card is really solid. Basically an off-brand version of Tracy McGrady. But again, I am pretty high on him, and I do think even if you had to play him as small forward, he is deserving of A tier. Dorian Finney-Smith is deserving of B tier. And you guys might have expected me to put Dorian in C tier, but I can't. I love Dorian Finney-Smith. I love this card. You ask me right now today who I prefer, Dorian Finney-Smith or AK-47, I'm probably going to say Dorian Finney-Smith. Got a better release, and that goes a long ways, man. I absolutely love his release. And in general, I do think he is better than a guy like Andre Kirilenko. Now, I need a C tier player somewhere in here. I need a C tier player. And I guess the guy I'm going to go with is Pink Diamond Jeff Green for C tier. That's the guy I'm going with. Now, maybe I'll shift things down, and I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Because I don't see a player that is worse than Anton Walker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him down. And I guess, let's see. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move AK down, and I want to do this. I'm going to do this right now. Again, this is just my opinion. This could be way off. We could move things around, but I think this is where I want to go with my tier list right now. Draymond Green is A tier, though. I mean, we're going to have a lot of people probably at that A tier. But here's my question to you guys, okay? When you guys debate Bobby Jones, Pokachevsky, Danny Ferry, DeMar DeRozan, and Draymond Green, if I told you guys to rank those in the comments, we're going to have 9 million different answers. And that's what I'm saying. They are all the same tier of good. I love Draymond Green. I'm glad he got his ring. The Draymond Green disrespect needed to stop, man. It needed to stop. Did Draymond have a few bad games? Sure, absolutely. Did he deserve to get benched for a while in that one game? Absolutely. But everybody is so quick to judge players when they have a bad game. It happens, man. It happens, man. And Draymond Green showed up. He showed out, and he got another NBA championship. He belongs in A tier. Look, man, I think Fernando might be our first S tier player. And I will be 100% honest, guys. I am higher on Fernando than basically everybody else. But why do I like Fernando compared to a guy like Draymond Green? Well, here is why. I mean, where do you go wrong with these dribble six? I got to know, where do you go wrong? You don't go wrong. I know he doesn't have a good leaner, but you don't go wrong with his dribble six. His stats are absolutely immaculate, and I do still think he's S tier. Now, what I'm going to do now, you guys might be like, what, Ty? Juancho is just a better Fernando. Compare the cards side by side and tell me that Juancho does not belong in S tier. Debate a wall, honestly, guys. Because Juancho is a better defender than Fernando. He is better offensively than Fernando. He has a 98 3 ball. And in my opinion, he's got just as good of a release. Triple six, basically the same. I'm in love with Juancho. He also has the normal leaner. Juancho is definitely better than a guy in Fernando. And maybe we'll have to move Fernando down. We'll again see where things lie at the end of this thing. But we might have to move some cards around. Franz Wagner up next, and I'm going to move Dorian Finney-Smith down. I have to, not that I want to, because I love DFS. But if we're going to talk about Franz Wagner here, okay, we've got to talk about a good 3-and-D guy. Now, the jump shot 39 gets a lot of shame because, I mean, it's just not a great release. I'm just going to throw it out there. Now, Wagner's is better than you'd expect it to be, okay? His player model is okay. Is he as good as Andre Kirilenko? No. But I do think he is deserving of D tier. Invincible Giannis and Hero Giannis, they're both going to go to the same place. And I'm going to move Fernando down because of that. And so my list might have to make some adjustments. Because both Invincible Giannis and Hero Giannis are headed into S tier. And I'm going to make some adjustments here. Now, how do I separate these? I don't necessarily know. Draymond, I guess, gets moved down. And I guess if we're talking at that small forward position, I got to move DeRozan and Danny. What I'm going to do is this. Just because DeRozan's better than these guys, I'm going to do this. I think I like what I've got here. Again, this is primarily on next gen if your current gen varies a little bit higher. But I think that's what I've got to do with where we're at right now. Hedo Turkoglu, perfect addition into B tier. And B tier is really good, guys. B tier is really, really good. I just don't think Hedo is as good as a guy, let's say, like Fernando. Now, he is really good, especially on the offensive end of the court. And honestly, guys, Hedo is definitely an underrated defender. Now, with that all being said, is he A tier? I don't think so, man. He just lacks a little bit as far as a defensive player. But, man, I like Hedo Turkoglu. And the moment we get a point guard Hedo, he is going to be up there with being one of the best cards overall in the entire game. Jaden McDaniels, I do not like. And I love Jaden McDaniels in real life. He is an absolute dog. And it might be, a top player in the future for the Timberwolves. But my whole thing is, guys, I do not like Jump Shot 75. I don't like it. It's one of the most baited releases in the game. I get it, quick dribble style, Kobe size escape. He's got that skinny Poku player build. He belongs in D tier. Carter belongs in C tier. I'm thinking is James Worthy. Now, maybe he doesn't belong this high. Maybe I am a little too high on him, and I think I might be. Again, is James Worthy bad? No, but I don't love his release, and I'm doing it. I'm putting him in D tier. At this point of my team, James Worthy is not good. Now, if you would have got him at the beginning of April, sure, he was fine. At this point, James Worthy is not good in my team. Jason Tatum is solid, though. And I think Tatum belongs in C tier. Why? Because I don't think Tatum is quite as good as Draymond Green. And I think he's more on that Andre Kirilenko type level. Still does have shifty dribble style, so his movement's not great. It's basically a 3-and-D option. Doesn't have a great wingspan either. I mean, Jason Tatum's okay in my team, but just not a card I am super high on. So next up, Jonathan Isaac. And this card, he's up there at A tier. Again, there is a difference between A tier and S tier, and I still think Hero Giannis is better than Jonathan Isaac, but I do think it is close, man. And why do I like Hero Giannis more? It's just because I like his release more. This Jonathan Isaac card can get it done, basically. I mean, if you can't get your hands on Giannis, get Jonathan Isaac. It does not get any more simple than that. A guy that I think in my team will always be good as Jonathan Isaac. I mean, his career's kind of been hampered by injuries a little bit, but man, in my team, he will always be absolutely elite. The come bucket Kuminga, I'm going into C tier. And maybe Kuminga, I'm going to put him in B tier. I do think Kuminga deserves B tier, and maybe this is wrong, right? I mean, maybe I'm wrong on Kuminga here. But let's just look at his stats, okay? B tier. 34 out favorites, 33 on gold. Giannis based on very quick dribble style. He definitely belongs in B tier. I'm not a big fan of the playoff moments, but if you got Kuminga from them, you got a card that can play and compete at the highest level. Juwan Howard is another card I'm absolutely in love with. Now, I can't go B tier, but I love this card. If you do need a really cheap small forward, pick up Juwan Howard. It does not get simpler than that. Jump shot for him, very quick dribble style. Scotty moving behind the back. I did a gameplay of him and Tubby Walker on the exact same day. I love Juwan Howard. Absolutely hated Tubby Walker. And ultimately, guys, that's why we are in the position we're in. Kawhi Leonard next up, and we're headed into S tier with Kawhi Leonard. In my opinion, he's better at shooting guard, but it doesn't matter. Whether you do play him as shooting guard or small forward, he's S tier. The card's perfect. One of the easiest releases to green in the entire game. Quick dribble style, can move a little bit. Easy addition into S tier. This KD, at this point in my team, I still think is B tier. I don't love fan favorites KD, and I want to kind of make that known. I don't love him, but I do still think he is B tier. Now, Hero KD. Where does Hero KD go? Where does he lie? Is there a big difference between Hero KD and this KD? And I mean, there is. There is. Quick dribble style is the main thing, as well as just being better stat-wise. Hero KD, it's going into A tier. Invincible KD. I guess I gotta go S tier. Look, guys, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I do not love Kevin Durant's Invincible card. I don't. I like Giannis Kawhi over him. I have not played with Juancho at the time I'm recording this video, so just kind of make that known. I have not played with Juancho, but I have a hard time, and I want you guys to hear me out. Don't jump to conclusions. I have a very, very, very hard time thinking Invincible KD is going to be better than Juancho. It comes down to the dribble sigs and release. Ray base is better than KD's base. Quick dribble and Trae Young's dribble sigs are better than KD's movement. Scotty behind the back for both of them. I'm sorry, guys. Juancho Hernangomez, in my opinion, is better than KD. I'm sorry, guys. KD is going into A tier. I'm sorry. Look. I'm sorry, guys. I don't see it with Invincible KD. I don't. I just don't see it in my team right now. Kuzma at this point is D tier. I wasn't high on Kuzma when he came out. I guess I said he was okay for a spot-up guy. He's released a good jump shot 80 for a spot-up guy. Is fine. Look, I'm going to go a little higher maybe with Kuzma, maybe C tier. Lamar Odom, I'm going to go D tier. I don't like Lamar Odom at all. He's still fine, right? If you look at Lamar Odom's stats, his badges, animations, he is still fine in my team. I can't sit here and just slander the card on repeat, but I'm just not super high on him, and I'm not super high on Larry Bird. Is putting Larry Bird in C tier that bad? I just feel like a lot of those Larry Bird stands are just going to get mad at me, but look, they got to change Larry's release if they want him to be good. He can't really move that well. His release is mid. I guess I'll move him to B. I'm not. I'm simply not. Because I'm moving Kuzma down. I'm moving Kuzma down. Kuzma does not belong at the same tier as Larry Bird, but I like... You asked me today who I like more, Juwan Howard or Larry Bird. I might take Juwan Howard. And you guys might be like, what, Ty? Are you kidding me? No, I'm not. Like, look at them, man. They're not that different. Juwan's release is better. I'm telling you guys. Larry Bird belongs at C tier. Larry Nance, new Larry Nance. I'm not going to rank him. Now, if you want to know where Larry Nance lies, okay, you guys are going to have to watch my new video on the gameplay of Larry Nance. I probably won't even do one, honestly. I can't rank Larry Nance because I don't know what this ball handle rating is going to do to him. If he can't move at all, he's not going to be very good in my team. It's that simple. My best guess is D tier, but I really don't know. Lauri Markkanen's another card. I don't really know. I haven't really used the card at all. Here's what I'll say about Lauri. 7 feet tall, 7'4" wingspan. He's going to be a cheese ball. Defensively, very limited. Set shot 18 limits him. Can't really move with all basic dribble 6. He's a cone, man. He can't really even play defense. I guess his defense is okay, but like 85 perimeter, 82 steal. He's a cone, man. He is an absolute cone. Still think, though, because of what he provides, you gotta... I'm going to put him in D tier. I don't think he does enough with his set shot 18. Bron, Invincible card, we're going A tier. Hero Bron, we are going to go A tier as well. A lot of these Hero and Invincible Brons and MJs, they got the same animations. Now, is Invincible Bron better than Hero Bron? Yes, but I don't think it's that big of a difference in the card, and same thing with KD. I don't think either of them are S tier cards. So if you are a KD stan or a Bron fan, I'm sorry, but I do not have you at my S tier. Mikal Bridges up next. I'm going to go C tier with Bridges. I don't love Bridges in general, and I think I might have been higher on Dorian Finney-Smith for his time. And even when you look at Mikal, it's like, does the card really give you that much? I don't think so. He's only 6'6". I'm throwing him in D tier. And I know a lot of people might be bad. Guys, he's 6'6" in my team. I can't be that high on him. Paul George at the small forward position, I'm throwing into A tier. Now, not the Emerald, obviously. We're talking about the Invincible Paul George, who I couldn't get the card out of. We are throwing into A tier. The card is absolutely perfect. I just wish he had better movement. The Paul George dribble 6 aren't great. Still an A tier caliber player. Popeye Jones is not bad, and he has to be. Popeye Jones has to be wherever Juwan Howard is. 6'8", 7'4" wingspan. The card does not lack much in my team. Dame Base, I'm very quick. He's a card I should probably pick up and use on my no money spend. I mean, Dame Base with these stats badges, this card is absolutely elite in my team. Richard Jefferson, you guys can say I'm biased. I'm throwing him into A tier. I love Richard Jefferson. It's gotten to a point when I wager Grinch, he says no Richard Jefferson and no Taco. He's not worried about Manood. He's not worried about Malik Sealy. He's worried about Richard Jefferson. He strikes fear in opponents. The dude is absolutely incredible. Basically the J.R. Smith, a taller version of J.R. Smith that we never got this year. I love Richard Jefferson in my team, and if you got him, you got a great free shooting guard, small forward. Rudy also going into A tier. Card you got it at small forward, throw him right with Jonathan Isaac. Shooting guard is definitely where I like Rudy more. He's tall for that position, where at small forward he's just probably average. But I'm in love with Rudy, man. I absolutely am in love with him. His player model, his release, his movement, the guard can do no wrong. Scottie Pippen, another guy I gotta go A tier. So I want to move somebody down from A tier because I don't want two lines here. I don't know who to move down. I really don't. I feel like all these cards do belong at A tier in my opinion. And so they're going to stay there. I mean, these cards are going to stay there. You might be mad Poku's in B tier, but I prefer everybody at A tier over a guy like Poku. Maybe not. I guess I'm going to move Hero Bron down, and you guys can disagree if you want to. Let me know down below in the comments, but I just don't love LeBron. I just don't love the card, especially because on current gen, he does step in. So that's where I got Scottie Pippen over Hero Bron. I think that's safe to say. Sean Kemp is not good in my team. Like, I get it, he does some things for you on the court, and maybe he belongs in C tier. Because it's like, who do I prefer, Sean Kemp for this era or a guy like a Larry Bird? I don't know. Sean Kemp would be really good if he had a good release. His release is just horrid in my team. It is absolutely abysmal. Still's got the Kobe size of escape, quick dribble style. He is okay. Sean Marion, I don't care, man. There will not be a time in my team in where I rank Sean Marion high. This Evo, he could become an invincible card, and I don't care. Until they give him a new release, I don't care. His movement is good, and maybe you want to put him... I'll put him in D tier. Just because I feel bad for his Evo card, I'll put him in D tier. Thon Maker, another A tier player. So it's like, who do I move down? I guess I got to move DeRozan down at the small forward position. If this was a shooting guard list, DeRozan would be A tier. Because it is small forward, I'm going to throw him in B tier right there. I love Thon Maker, man. His size, his versatility. I like him more than Pokuševski. And a lot of people might be like, what, Ty, are you kidding me? How do you like Thon more than Poku? I honestly don't even think it's close, man. I really don't think it's close when you compare the cards. 36 Hall of Famers, 40 on gold. I mean, the card is literally perfect in my team compared to Poku, who is just not quite as complete. Thon Maker, in my opinion, I don't love his release, but he definitely belongs in A tier. Tobias Harris is not good. I mean, that's as simple as I can say it. I'm going to throw him right in there to C tier. The guard's not great in my team. 6'9", 6'11 wingspan. Yes, if you give him the maxi duo, it makes him a little bit better, but still, I just don't see what everybody else sees in Tobias Harris. Because a lot of people have been running this card, and I know he's probably cheap, and for his price, might not be horrible. But there are better options for their specific price. The last card I'm ranking today is Zion Williamson. And because of his jump shot 3, I'm throwing him into B tier. I don't love this card. He's undersized. I don't think his movement's as good as it should be. But with the Evo, guys, make sure you Evo him. He's got jump shot 3 and quick dribble style. That's really as simple as it gets for Zion Williamson, who I do have at B tier. I do need to move one more player into S tier. Okay, I gotta move one more player into S tier, and I guess it's gotta be KD. And because of that, I'm going to move DeRozan back up to A tier. I don't love KD, and if you wanted to move Fernando, Jonathan Isaac, or even heck Thon Maker up, I'm not going to argue with it. But this is my small forward ranking list. Again, I have an unconventional approach, and that is all okay. But I want to know your guys' thoughts and your guys' opinions on this list down below in the comments. If I left your favorite small forward off, I'm sorry. I mean, I put in 45, 50 guys, and so if I left yours out, I am sorry, and I truly do apologize. It's going to wrap it up for my video, though, today, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.